Okay, so I am going to explain the cardiac cycle and break it down. So cardiac cycle. So this cycle happens each time your heart beats. So what we have is in our body, we have, I'm going to draw this little guy to help me out here. Okay, so we have this, oh, we got to get the legs too. Okay, so here's our heart, and we have a vein that goes up to our neck and one to each arm. These connect all at the top of the heart in the superior vena cava. And then our legs, we have a vein that comes up here and they attach in the stomach and they go to the bottom of the heart in the inferior vena cava. So I'm going to, once it travels through the body, your blood will come here. And the blood coming from your upper limbs and your neck area, it's going to enter in at the superior vena cava. And the blood coming from your lower limbs and your stomach is going to enter at the inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava. Okay, so this blood, since it's been through your body, it has a lot of carbon dioxide and it is very poorly oxygenated. So we're going to draw this in blue. So the blood comes from your body and enters in the superior vena cava and your inferior vena cava. Each are going to end up coming up. This comes up through here and enters in at the same area. So this is the first chamber of our heart, and this is called the right atria. So the blood, once it passes through here, your atria is going to contract, causing this valve right here to open. This valve is called the tricuspid valve, and it's called the tricuspid valve because it has 3 flaps on it. So I'm going to label this. So this deoxygenated blood is going to come down here into this second chamber, and this is the right ventricle. So this ventricle is also going to contract, but this tricuspid valve is going to close to prevent the blood from leaking back up and backtracking. So when this is full, it will come through this other valve right here, and this valve is the pulmonary valve. And that kind of tells us where it's going. So it's going to head up to the lungs. So pulmonary valve. Once it goes through this pulmonary valve, it's going to continue through this artery right here. This is the pulmonary artery. An artery means that it goes away from the heart. So a lot of times it will carry blood to the body away from the heart, but in this case it's going away from the heart into the lungs. So pulmonary artery. I'm going to draw my lungs right here. This is the left lung. And over here is our right lung. So the blood is going to come through this pulmonary artery into the lungs. And once it's here, it is going to drop off the carbon dioxide that it got from the body, both of these. And it is going to pick up some oxygen from the lung, and that's why it's now red, because now it is oxygenated blood. So the oxygen is going to come attach here, And it's going to, these are called the pulmonary veins. So I'll label that. And these pulmonary veins are going to bring the blood into our third chamber of the heart, which is called the left atria. So the blood is going to come in through here, through the left atria, and it's going to go down through this valve right here. And this valve is called the mitral valve, or the bicuspid valve. And it's called that because this one has two flaps. And it is going to make its way down through here into this right ventricle, which is the fourth chamber, the left ventricle, which is the fourth chamber of the heart. Okay, and then it's going to, once this contracts, this right here, this valve, the mitral valve, is going to close to again prevent the backup in the heart. And the blood will continue through here up to this valve, which is called the aortic valve. And it's going to continue up through to the aorta. And the aorta is going to bring all this blood back to the different parts of the body. So this will lead to the upper extremities, and then there's an arch that will bring the blood down to the lower extremities. And this happens each time your heart pumps and beats. And so here's the cardiac cycle.